Now sometimes what happens is that you don't have any decisive view about the market, but you are expecting the market to move slightly, not majorly but slightly, and you want to express a view or enter in a trade which makes you small amount of money by exposing a very small amount of risk or being exposed to very small amount of risk. So to deploy this kind of strategy, we go for slightly complex option trading strategy. The complexity doesn't lie in the understanding of strategy, but it lies in the number of legs which will be employed or deployed in the market to implement this strategy. And this strategy is a combination of 4 option positions running simultaneously, or you'll be having 4 different option trades running simultaneously in this strategy. So this strategy has a lot of application. You have to be careful by applying this strategy, but this strategy makes you very decent amount of money when the market is stuck in a range, and you can churn the market out of it. And don't get afraid by listening the complexity. It's a simple strategy to implement, but just the number of legs are on the higher side, which is why I said the strategy is slightly complex by nature. But if you have a decent understanding of the positions you're entering, the strategy is like a cakewalk. So the strategy which I'm talking about is called the Iron Condor. Yes, it's not Iron Man, it's Iron Condor, but behaves like Iron Man. It gives you sturdy returns and you're exposed to very limited amount of risk in this strategy. Now what is the premise or build up to this strategy? So this strategy is a 4-legged option trading strategy. Yes, you have 4 option positions running simultaneously in this strategy. It's a combination of bull put strategy and a bear call strategy. These strategies are individually used to express your moderately bullish view or moderately bearish view, but a combination of these 2 strategies gives you an Iron Condor strategy, which can be used when you're expecting the market to stuck in a tight range. This strategy is most used when one is not expecting the market to break out. I keep reiterating this is important. If you're expecting the market to stay in a range, this strategy is most useful. And the profit and loss are capped in the strategy. If you have so many option positions running at one go, one will make you profit, other will make you loss, which is where the profit or loss are capped in this strategy. You neither lose too much, but you can't also make too much profit. You make decent amount of profit, and the risk to reward ratio is almost skewed equally in the strategy. Now how does one implement this strategy? So to implement the bear call spread, you sell one out of money call option and you buy one out of money call option of a higher strike price. So supposedly if the spot price of underlying asset is say 10,000, so then you sell one maybe 10,100 call option and you pocket the premium, and you maybe buy one option which is the highest strike price, say 10,150 or 10,200, depending on the amount of risk you want to expose, and you pay certain premium and you buy that call option. Similarly, to implement the bull put spread, you sell one out of money put option and buy one out of money put option of lower strike price. Again, supposedly if the spot price of underlying asset is say 10,000, then in that case maybe you sell one out of money put option on say 9,900, pocket the premium, and you buy one even more deeper out of money put option of say 9,800 and you pay premium, and you have these 4 option positions running simultaneously in your account. So this is a net credit strategy. How? Because the amount of premium which you have received is much more as compared to the amount of premium which you pay at the time of entering the contract. So which is where this strategy is a net credit strategy. Now again, this is a option chain, and the spot price of Nifty at that time is 15,920 levels. And you have various levels of calls and put option strike prices and the premium which are charged for them. Now we'll have a quick glance at this option chain. Say 15,900 would be the at the money contract. So implement one of the strategy, you'll have to buy the strike prices and sell the strike prices below it, and for the other leg you have to buy and sell the put option for the other strategy. Now to express our neutral view, that is when we are expecting the market not to break out, the following legs have been taken from this option chain. Now we sell one 16,000 call option and receive a premium of 56 units. If you see here, 16,000 call option has a premium of about 56 units. And buy 16,100 call option and pay a premium of 26 units, which is again seen on the left hand side of your screen. 16,100 call option and the premium is about 626 units. Similarly, you sell one 15,800 put option, pay a premium of 44 units, which is seen here on the screen. And again you buy one put option of 15,700 and you pay a premium of about 25 units. So these are the 4 option positions which you have running simultaneously in this market. So the net credit at the time of entering the contract will be total of premium received minus total of premium paid, which comes out to be 49 units in this case, and which will also be the maximum profit which you will make in this strategy. Now supposedly if Nifty comes down and expires around say 15,500 levels and we have a major downside move, then in that case both the call option will expire worthless for you. But you have two put option also running simultaneously, one bought and one sold. So the one which you have sold, which is 15,800 put option, will give you a loss of about 256 units. And the one which you have bought, that is 15,700 put option, will give you a profit of about 175 units. So the overall loss in this strategy will be the premium paid or received on the call option and the profit and loss on the put option sold and bought, which comes out to be a loss of about 51 units. So that is the maximum loss which one will incur in this strategy when the market comes down massively and has a very bearish expiry. Say Nifty expires around 15,600 levels, then again the call options expire worthless for you, but the loss on put option sold will be about 156 units and the gain on put option bought will be about 75 units. So again in this case the loss which you'll incur when the market expires say around 15,600 will be about 51 units, and the calculation can be seen on the screen here. Similarly, if the Nifty expires not so weak and say expires around 15,750 levels, then again the call options expire worthless because the market has come down, but the loss on the put option leg which we sold, which is 15,800, would be about 6 units, and the 15,700 put option will expire worthless because the strike price is still below the spot price upon expiry. So the amount of premium which we paid will become the loss on that leg. So the overall loss in this strategy at 15,750 expiry will be about 1 unit. So this also becomes the break-even point for this strategy when the market expires around 15,750 levels. Now say Nifty expires around 15,900. So what happens in that case? Both the call options and the put option expires worthless because the call option strike price which we are engaged are above 15,900 levels, and the put option strike price which we are engaged into are below the 15,900 levels. So the option paid or received becomes a loss or profit on that leg, and which in this case comes out to be 49 units of profit when the market expires around 15,900 levels. Remember when I told you initially, if the market doesn't move at all, you make the maximum gain, and which is what happened on 15,900 expiry. Now supposedly Nifty becomes slightly strong and expires around say 16,000 levels, then in that case again both the call option and put option expire worthless because the strike prices engaged are either below the level of 16,000 or above the level of 16,000. So then in that case also the premium received or paid becomes a profit and loss in that leg, which comes out to be 49 units in this case. Now say Nifty expires around 16,150 levels, which means the market has a bullish expiry. So in this case both the put option legs will not make money for you. Why so? Because if you remember, put option makes money only when the market comes down, but in this case the market has gone up and both the strike prices are below the spot price upon expiry, but the call option legs are not expiring worthless because both the strike prices are below the expiry price. So in that case the loss on 16,000 call option which we sold will be 16,000 minus the spot price plus the premium which we received, which comes out to be a loss of about 94 units, and the profit on 16,100 call option which we bought will be 16,150 minus the strike price minus the premium which we paid, which comes out to be 24 units gain in that leg. So the overall loss at 16,150 expiry will be 96 units lost on the call option sold, 24 units gain on the call option bought, and the other two put option premium received or premium paid, and which comes out to be a loss of about 51 units. Now market becomes aggressively bullish and say expires around 16,300 levels, then in that case again the put options expire worthless, but the loss on 16,000 call option which we sold will be about 245 units. The calculation can be seen on the screen here, and the profit on 16,100 call option will be about 174 units, which is 16,300 minus the strike price which is 16,100 minus the premium which we paid, and which is 175 units. So the overall loss at 16,300 expiry will be again 51 units. So if you can see also, even if the market drifts away and goes against your view, your maximum loss is also capped. The maximum profit is when the market expires in the range, but for some reason if the market expands aggressively, then also your maximum loss is capped in this strategy. Now this is the payoff chart which you see on the screen. For different levels of expiry, we have plotted the profit or loss which we'll be making in this strategy. And if you see, the maximum loss potential is also capped and the maximum profit potential is also capped, which can be seen on the chart on your screen also. The maximum profit is when the market expires in a tight range that is near the price which was prevalent at the time of entering the contract, and if for some reason market becomes very bearish or very bullish at the time of expiring, then also your losses are capped because you have both call options and put option positions and you have bought and sold both those strategies. So what are the learnings or key takeaways from this discussion of ours? So the strategy is most useful when one is not expecting any major movement in the price of underlying asset. When you are expecting the market to stuck in a tight range, which is where the strategy is very beneficial for you. The risk to reward are capped in this strategy. Even if the market drifts either way, your loss making potential is capped and your profit is also capped, because this is how the strategy works, because you have 4 option positions running simultaneously. Lack of volatility is the key to success to this strategy. This strategy is best and most suited when the market doesn't have any volatility, there is not much movement and the market is stuck in a tight range and we are expecting the range to be continued. The strategy is best suited for risk-averse traders. Now I'll tell you what's the difference between risky trader and risk-averse trader. Risky trader is that trader who wants the market to move a lot. He is expecting to make sizable gain on the investment which he makes. But risk-averse traders are those traders who want to take little risk and also want little reward on their trade, and they're happy with decent amount of reward coming, and that is how they want to build their capital. So this strategy is best suited for risk-averse trader. So that is it from us in discussing the strategy when the market is stuck in a tight range and you're not expecting too much volatility out of it. The strategy is best suited if you want to make small amount of gains and best suited for risk-averse traders. I hope this discussion was useful for you, and if you like our content, please comment, like and subscribe, and please don't forget to press the bell notification. I thank you for your patient hearing. I'll again see you in future videos of financial education. Thank you so much.